Tonight on the Aaron Show, I will be talking to Lord Shaun Fowler. We'll be discussing his past. For example, the sex, the drugs, the alcohol, and the future. We're now joined by our guest, and also a very special guest. We have Tanya Garber with us. Now, Shaun, in your past, you've been known as the bitch of Weymouth. And can you tell me a little bit more in depth why you've been given this name?
I think that sometimes what happens, I wouldn't like to blame this on my health problems as such, but obviously I do have a borderline personality disorder, BPD, which sometimes can affect things. In the example of sometimes I can read something, I take it too far, and I do go maybe too far with my answer back. However, I find that recently that's been under control for the last year or so. So what happens is I'll write something like, I've listened to a song, I've thought of somebody, I think that's quite a nice thing to write, and then it gets misconstrued into something else where it becomes, he is an evil, vile prick, blah blah blah, and then I feel the need to respond. Like I did say before we come on to do this interview, I don't want to talk about people in person. You know, obviously there's a lot of people that have gone since last year out of our social circle, but I don't want to bring them into it. I just want to say on my behalf of Facebook, everyone has the free opinion to write what they'd like to write, and if I feel the need to write something, then I will. I hope, and I'm sure, pretty 99% sure, that I don't write anything bad about somebody unless they've already stated me first, which in my opinion is keep yourself to yourself and I keep myself to mine.
But Facebook has caused a lot of arguments with you in your life.
Just a little.
It has, but in some ways it's kind of what keeps my fame going from when I was in the entertainment industry. I can go out sometimes.
So you're saying your bitchiness is fame?
I'm kind of famous through default. I'm infamous. Is that the word? I don't know. Is that the word? I'll go out sometimes and I'll see people and they'll say, "Oh my God, I read your statement the other week. Seriously, that was so funny. You are a legend." They never liked it at the time. They never commented on it. And sometimes when I write things, I think that people are like, "Oh no, too far." But actually, some people are sat behind their computer pissing themselves. It's just that there's some people in life that have the bollocks to say it, like myself, and there's some that don't.
Tell me more about your health. How are you feeling?
At the moment, if we're talking about, are we talking about physical or mentally?
Physically and mentally.
Maybe we should skip the physical.
Physically, getting up to chalk. No,
Workout, walking to the
I've put on 4 stones since my last birthday. Yay!
But you look good for it. And
Thank
people
you.
have complimented you, saying you
They
look
have.
so healthier, and I would say you were so healthier. From the Shaun that I have known, you were very, very skinny. But now that you have put on a little bit of weight, I think, and because of your height, it is now equaled.
You look in proportion.
You are now, took the words right out. You are now in proportion, but you don't see it that way.
Aaron, what I will say is, coming from someone that had anorexia, I've definitely come through it. Sailed through, picked up some baggage on the way. I went from being to a point where I was so skinny that I would look in the mirror and see something else. Not somebody else. Me, but with a lot more on it. And we had this talk recently, me and my mum. I want to lose some weight because I do feel that I am a bit big now. I'm not saying I'm obese. What I am saying is that I can't fit in clothes I used to wear. To be fair, you could buy enough size, but I just think that 4 stone's a bit much to put on in 1 year. However, what I don't think is that I suddenly need to lose all that 4 stone and go back to where I was because I was so happy when I was anorexic. Because because I wasn't. We talked about this the other day a lot because my mum was saying I need exercise. Even seen her today and she did say, "Shaun, are you doing your video today? You do look a bit chubby." Finished it at the car. For me, when we looked back, didn't we, the other day on my career and my personality when I was a lot skinnier, and I think that I didn't love myself then, which I still don't now. I don't think I ever will. I'm a bit like Kate Price that way. I'll never be happy with what I've got or who I am. But what I would say is that now that I don't give a shit about what I'm eating, before, you'd have like, as a dancer, I'd have 5 or 6 days on soup, and I was very anorexic, like, jaws coming out. Back then, for the last 3 or 4 years, I thought that was fat. And it was only recently since I've kind of come out of it, we all sat here one day and went, oh my god, don't want to fall for. And now I can look at photos and go, I never want to be that skinny again. Whereas if somebody asked me a year ago, I would have said, I miss looking like that, but I don't think it looks healthy to be bone and skin. I don't think it looks that healthy.
But yet you've reached that point in your life where you were literally bone and skin.
And at the time I loved it, and sometimes in my head I think, oh god, I'd love to be back there because you feel so powerful. But at the same point, there's times when you can't leave your house yet because you've had a cup of tea and you know that you're going to follow through. I did go. It's true though. I had a very good 2 years where we called it Co Brown. We joked about it, me and my close friends. You have soup and then suddenly you have 2 Blue Rickets on a Friday, and that was it. It was like I had to run to the toilet. There's times when I sat down in a chair and it hurt. Was that happy? I don't think it was.
But was drugs involved in your anorexia?
No, not all the time.
So you're telling me that you never took drugs when you were at that stage?
Not when I was anorexic. I was an alcoholic. Yeah, I would still say. A little while ago, I would have said I was an alcoholic. I was alcohol dependent because it was what they call using to sort of make you better in a mental health forum. It's sort of saying that I didn't realise I was unwell and I thought that was healthy to do.
I see you've got a lot of drinks in front of you as well.
I have, yeah.
You've got a bit of a
concoction going on.
Concoction. You have wine, cider and black, and a WKD blue.
That's right.
Can you tell me why you've got all 3 in front of you? Why not just have the one?
I look at
Like
my
me.
I look at my drinks, Aaron, like I look at my men. I like a variety.
Buses.
I like buses.
They all come along.
Why would you want one when you come off the station?
Then they end at midnight.
Oh, mine don't. Mine don't end at midnight. No. I don't think it's until 3 or 4.
Let's talk about sex.
Oh, we're gonna have sex on the beach.
And not in a good way.
Alright, why?
Don't have to go to any beach.
You have had a lot of acquaintances, haven't you?
Acquaintances, yes.
In the last year.
Could you tell me how many roughly?
In the last year.
Are you good at counting?
In the last year.
Or when we talk?
No, I have dyscalculia, but I know numbers.
Are we talking from my birthday last
Yeah,
year? Or?
from last year.
From last year. Roughly. Rough estimate.
When you say acquaintances, do you mean sexual acquaintances?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In your own time.
That's just
When it got to my birthday last year, I was on 92 people. I'm on 137, I think, maybe 8 now.
That's about 40 people in last year. More.
Yeah.
So you've had at least over 30.
I don't think the holidays count though, because I did go Gran Canaria and had 15 people in like a 2-week period. What does that mean? How many is that?
That's an awful lot.
It's about 30-ish.
That's a lot.
That sounds good. However, I'd like to point out that I have not mentioned any names in this last year of people that I've had
No, you
sexual
haven't.
relations with. I'd like to bring myself up on that one.
Let's talk about love. Is there anyone in your life?
Oh God, no.
No?
Me.
Any
Really
reason
well.
for it though? Is it because of how people have prejudged you and not gotten a chance to know you like we have?
Oh, thank you. No, I don't think it is. I think what it is, there are some people that don't voice their life, like, almost mention names. No, mentioning names. There's some people that keep themselves to themselves, so you think that I can't think of the words, Enid and Adam, all happy in number 10. They've got the kids and everything's going marvellously, you know, because they never write on Facebook that they're having a bad day. They literally go on Facebook, pay Farmville, and they say, oh babe, everything will get better. You don't realise that they're going through a divorce and he's shagging a man behind the back and all that bollocks. With someone like me, because I'm so public about how I'm feeling, what I'm doing, I think it does put a lot of people off for a relationship. I won't deny that. I'm not saying that I want one, because I don't. I'm happy as I am at the moment, but if happy as I am at the moment, but if someone came into my life and not wanted love, that's the wrong thing. If I met somebody and it happens, what I'm not going to do is look for it, and I'm certainly not out there trying to get it. Now it makes me sound sluggish to say that I do sleep with a lot of people.
But that's your own choice at the end of the day.
Yeah, but it's kind of a bit like love in that way. It's nice to feel that somebody loves you, but without the whole, where are you, what are you doing, what time are you coming home?
Somebody wants you.
Yeah, it's just not a nice feeling when somebody wants you, and that makes me sound quite sad, really. But I don't write their names on Facebook anymore. I do get a lot of them off Grindr. Grindr.
Could you tell me your last one?
What person? He was married.
I can vouch for this
Give us
guy
a
as
name.
well.
I can't because I don't know.
So you
No,
ended
no,
up
truthfully.
having sex with someone
Yeah.
and you didn't even know his
Why I
name.
was sat in here.
All you knew is that he was married
And on
Correct.
holiday.
and he lives in Weymouth.
He doesn't live in Rome.
No, he's on holiday with his
Yeah.
He was on
Wait.
holiday. Oh dear.
Lives on home now, obviously.
Yeah, but they might watch it. I know.
Don't think they will.
Yeah, but
But-
how would they even? No,
Yeah.
They wouldn't.
I don't know.
They wouldn't.
Unless I go viral. I hope I go viral.
Yeah, but millions of people come to Wales. Well, hundreds come to Wales
Oh my
for a
God,
day.
dickhead.
Like it could be anyone.
Tell me about your friends and family, Shaun. Have you got a close network of friends?
I do actually.
Now I'm sure you can name their names.
My family mean the world to me because I think that go back 10 years ago, which we were in 2012, yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Had a few drinks in the green room. When we get to
He says for you.
quite a few, a lot. In November, in November of 2012, which is this year, obviously, I would be 10 years of my coming out period. I came out in November 2002. Things have changed a lot. You asked me about family. My family then probably didn't understand where I was from. Kind of like, they didn't understand the makeup and
I actually asked about your friends.
and family. You said.
Oh, did I?
And
Yeah.
Alright, I bet I.
And I think
Thought you
if
was
you.
drunk.
I'm
Yeah,
not
no.
drunk. I've had
I'm not.
one drink.
I am not.
I've had one.
If I go back 10
I
years,
spilled my last
Yeah,
one on the
10
floor.
years.
if I go back 10 years, where I came out and everything was so bad, me and my dad didn't talk to each other, my mum and my brother had to move, and the divorce and all that. When you put that next to, if we're still as we are at the moment, in November this year, excuse me, I think you clearly see that we've made a big impact as a family. Me and my mum are like best friends. I get on very well with my brother now. My dad is actually quite close to me. So I've got a family network. The good thing about that is, as well as when I got ill, my mum never understood any of that. And now she is what I would call my primary carer for when things go wrong, as you know yourself. Friends-wise, I've definitely lost a few. Understatement. I've lost a lot.
Was that due to Facebook?
Partly due to Facebook and partly due to some people need you more than you need them. I think that maybe if we get back a year ago, there's a lot of people that thought the whole GMP thing and the lordship and all the rest of it was maybe down to two people, and let me tell you it's not, because I'm still here and I've still got GMP directors and misled GMPHQ.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
So, and the thing is I've had you guys with me for at least the last year, Tanya a bit longer. You know, I feel I get on very well with yourself. And if there was anybody else I could add, it'd be Ross and Mike. I mean, me and Ross always have our ups and downs. You know, we're too alike. He's like, well, not too alike. He's like, no, Shaun, you can't do that. But we're like the good.
Protective.
Yeah.
He's like the angel, and I'm like the devil. When me and Mike come together, it's like put two devils together, and oh my God, there's a fire. And
Yeah.
that is
Mike,
true, isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah. So I would say that my close knit friends, that are the only people I would tell anything to, would be Ross, Aaron, Mike, Tanya, and obviously myself.
And yourself.
Myself.
And yourself. Hooray!
So yeah, and I would say that if it wasn't for them guys, I probably wouldn't still be kicking them alive, because like with Mike, we went on holiday, and with you, we have some good weekends. Tanya obviously stays a lot here, Monday to Friday, before she
I
comes
used
on the weekend.
to.
Yeah, before
Yeah,
you were boyfriends, yeah.
Well, no, you can always say, Aaron, do you
I
want
didn't mean it like that.
No, I meant like you've not asked if I wanted to stay over or.
Oh no, but you're welcome to. It's still the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel guilty.
Ben can sleep on the floor.
I look like this. Last year we could have.
You would be on the
Last year
floor.
we could have filled a limo. This year we might only be able to fill a
A
4x4. But I'm happy with a 4x4 than all of the people that was in the limo. So
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about your future. Do you have any goals? What do you see yourself doing in like a year's time?
I think really to go on my future, I'd have to go on my experiences and highlights first. This year, I've experienced meeting Katie Price. I've gone to Gran Canaria with Mike.
And she called you Lord Shaun Fowler.
Yeah, she
wow.
did, Aaron. Thank
She
you.
did.
That wasn't
Katie
even in the
Price.
script. You we haven't actually got any scripts. What about?
Katie Price called
Said
Shaun
Lord
Fowler.
Yes, she did.
Sir Lord
Yeah.
Shaun Fowler.
I don't really think it gets better than that. I'll raise my glass. to
You were
that.
happy for a
I
week
think I would
after
say I
that?
raised the glass
He kept showing me the video for about
many times.
3 days,
Yeah.
and he kept crying.
My
he
wall was
that
a little bit
happy.
spammed.
So I, not a big fan, but I'm toasting to you, Katie Price.
Katie. Right, so
Yeah.
that was my biggest highlight of
what
my
you-
year.
What do you want to achieve in the next year?
By the time it gets to my birthday next year, I'd like to be back in work again. I currently I have to take time out of work due to my health, not free choice. While we're on the health subject, it does piss me off a little bit that some people maybe underestimate me on the health front. There are times when I can't go out the door because of microphobia. There are times when I can't see people, answer the phone. Depression is a very awful thing, and I'm there for anyone with that. Obviously, I've had a drink tonight, so I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna lie, it's true. You know, if I'm going to do anything, sometimes I drink, sometimes I can do it without. We've done things without before,
Yep.
but it is
We've had movie night.
a lot harder. You asked me earlier on about drugs.
Do you still do drugs?
Wow, it depends what you class as drugs really, because go back a year ago and everything to me apart from smoking and drinking was a drug. Then I found out that my drinking was my main drug, which I have cut down a lot on.
Alcohol is a drug.
And I've cut down a lot on it. I don't drink every day, but it's actually made me worse, believe it or not, through not drinking every day, because I'll go Monday to sort of Thursday, sometimes Wednesday, sometimes Tuesday. Depends on who we're in.
Yeah.
And I'll drink, but the longer I go without a drink, yeah, the longer
Like
I go,
me.
hold on, the longer I go without a drink, then the longer what happens is when I finally do drink, I binge drink on it, and then it makes me very ill.
So we're better drinking
I'm
week
currently on.
steadily.
I'm currently on about 8 or 9 different tablets to keep my stomach working, because it can't handle it. Like before, I could have drunk a bottle of vodka and been okay. Now 6 or 7 pints, and it's the end of the night, which upsets me because I can't do the things like my friends are, and obviously I'm not in that social. I fucked. Let's all go and get wankered. You know, that hurts. I wouldn't change my past. It's something that happened. I drunk a lot. Drug-wise, over this last year, I have tried everything, apart from heroin.
Yeah, but that's not a good thing.
And
No, I know
crack
it's
and
not.
smack.
Anyone that's watching, I'm really sorry. I'm not condoning drugs.
And you
But
can do crack and smack.
on the bright side,
Would you say you enjoyed taking them?
yeah?
Why?
I'd say I enjoyed it because I'm not saying don't do it. But sometimes when things are really bad, and it's going around your head so fast that you can't even think, and it is like watching the Formula 1 racing with the cars going round and round, and there's so many ideas. And you can have a kind of drug. Drink doesn't work for me because drink makes me more angry, so that car just gets faster and faster, or sometimes slower and slower to the point where I want to cry. When I have a drug, mostly cocaine, that's something that I was very much a part of, as we all know here in the group. That was my kind of thing. I was probably doing 2 or 3 grams a weekend from the end of my birthday last year to March of this year. Even though it lasts for 20 seconds, it's that whole, you're getting spurs of everything's brilliant. And sometimes with me, when things aren't brilliant, I'm supposed to be Lord Shaun Fowler, I'm supposed to be all smiley and happy. They don't see me behind the door crying, and they don't see me getting upset over things that probably I'm apparently not upset about. I've done many things this year in respect of, I've kept my private life off Facebook.
To a point.
I've wrote about my sexual life. It's different. I don't write with people. I sometimes do have a little rant, which I actually quite like doing, but I try not to write about other people. But then on the other hand, what I don't write about is when I go to see the doctor, when they're telling me I need to have the camera back down my throat and check my stomach. I don't tell them. I have on odd occasions put the drugs on there, like doing coke off the Bible in Manchester. So what? I'm not being funny, but I spent many years of my life not living in a. I'm not saying that you have to take drugs to live. What I am saying though is that I spent many years of my life where I worked with kids and I'd done jobs where I would never even contemplate taking drugs because everything was so hunky-dory, and then my whole life turned upside down. Big break.
Yeah.
I don't want to get depressive, big breakdown. And you kind of think, well, suddenly life feels shit. No matter what you've got, it feels really crap. And you just want something to make it better, and it doesn't make it better. But what it does is it takes your mind off everything that's going on, if that makes any sense. And just for that short time, you can laugh. It's like when you smoke weed, which is something I'm still doing. I've stopped all the other drugs. I haven't had any sniffs since March. Yay, round of applause.
Well done.
Haven't some in August though, definitely, but not for my birthday. It'll be good this year. I do smoke weed probably every other day, only over the last month, because I can watch Emmerdale and laugh my head off about something that's probably not even that funny. It heightens my happiness.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the drug, but when some people can get that from a chocolate bar with the weight, same sort of thing. If I eat a really big bad meal, pizza and chips and stuff, I feel like, oh god, I'm so content. Got a blanket up over here. You know, I've had a really good night. I still have good times with everyone else. I don't go out very much anymore for the reason of, one, I don't want to get myself in trouble because obviously with crime and law, I am on bail at the moment until November. But you know, I try and get myself out of trouble. I do.
What did you do?
That's debatable.
That's
Should
debatable.
we
It's
really
a
be
long
honest?
story. Yeah, it's a very long story. It will come out in the
What-
dog section.
What he's accused of, not what he did. So you know,
Accused.
keep it off the internet.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to call it an end, but thank you for letting me interview you.
It's a shame that I won't be with my friends next weekend, but I would like to say a massive
know.
thank you to everyone that wishes me happy birthday. Thanks for still being a supporter of mine. I know, difficult at times, but you know, if you don't want to be, then remove yourself. Remove yourself as a friend on Facebook. Go somewhere.
Okay, I think this deserves a round of applause for Lord Shaun Fowler.
And happy birthday.
And a happy
thank you.
birthday.
Here's to another 26 years.
Oh, no.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
That's alright, isn't it?